Cape May is a very popular destination to visit in South Jersey during the summertime due to its beaches and beachside resorts. It is also rooted in history, as many significant historical events occurred here. Cape May is just a 15-minute drive away from Wildwood beaches and a 50-minute drive from Atlantic City, which makes it possible to visit all three places if you wanted to. During the summertime, Cape May has a free shuttle service which runs 7 days a week from 4 to 10 p.m. from June 16th until Labor Day. Known as America's original seaside resort, Cape May has been a premier summertime getaway destination for generations. This tiny town of Cape May is located about 45 miles south of Atlantic City, 95 miles southeast of Philadelphia, and roughly 160 miles south of New York City. It is home to less than 3,500 residents, but welcomes upwards of 50,000 vacationers every year. Cape May's roughly 600 preserved Victorian buildings and collection of quaint bed and breakfasts transport visitors to a bygone era. Its military presence also can't go unnoticed. Cape May played a major role in defending the country during World War II, and about 30% of the population today is involved in the armed forces. No matter what you decide to do in Cape May, you are bound to quickly recognize the charm of this coastal estate. Like many seaside towns lining the American Northeast, Cape May began its life as a fishing and whaling port. First settled by a branch of the indigenous Lenape, the city was Christianized after Dutch captain Cornelius Jacobsen May, who explored and charted the area between 1611 and 1614. It was later settled by New Englanders from the New Haven colony. At the dawn of the 19th century, members of the Philadelphia Society began to recognize Cape May's benefit as a retreat from the city's scorching summer heat. They embarked to the town in horse-drawn carriages and later stagecoaches. By the 1850s, Cape May had earned the title as America's first seaside resort town. The perceived healing power of the seawater in the town's incomparable beaches and cooling summer breezes and fashionable world-class hotels made the town an irresistible attraction. Thousands of visitors flock to this beautiful town every year for reasons including the Victorian architecture and Cape May's beautiful, well-kept beaches. The iconic Beach Avenue is lined with luxurious accommodations, all giving amazing ocean views. Cape May has a peaceful atmosphere that makes you feel at home, and it's no wonder that it's one of the top vacation destinations in New Jersey. Besides pristine beaches, Cape May also offers great historical attractions and a miraculous and diverse natural world, including whale and dolphin watching tours, the Emlyn-Sysak Estate, which is the most well-known Victorian mansion in Cape May, historic Cold Spring Village, and Washington Street Mall. If you haven't been to Cape May before, here are some suggested areas to stay in. The beachfront is the best area to stay in if you're a first-time visitor. If you love history, you should stay in the historic district. West Cape May is where you want to go if you want to be as far away from the crowds as possible. And Cape May Harbor is where you want to stay if you want a serene place to visit. The best time to visit Cape May is from May to September, when the air and water temperatures are warm enough for sunbathing and swimming. While summer is when the Jersey Shore comes alive, this seaside destination still boasts plenty of activities throughout the year. Visit around Christmas time to see the twinkling lights draped across the city's Victorian homes, or opt for an autumn trip to enjoy the Cape May Fall Festival in October. No matter what time you choose to visit, the personality of this tiny coastal town is sure to shine through. TripAdvisor is the world's largest travel guidance platform, which helps hundreds of millions of people each month become better travelers from planning to booking to taking a trip. Cape May is known for its beautiful beaches, historic beach cottages, whale watching tours, the Cape May Lighthouse, and Washington Street Mall. There are also a good amount of historic places to visit, like the Cold Spring Village, Emlyn Sysak Estate, and some World War II artifacts. If you haven't been to Cape May before, check out the TripAdvisor links in my description below. Booking.com seamlessly connects millions of travelers to memorable experiences, a variety of transport options, and incredible places to stay, from homes to hotels and much more. Booking.com is available in 43 languages and offers more than 28 million reported accommodation listings, including over 6.6 million homes, apartments, and other unique places to stay. If you are looking for apartments, cottages, or hotels to stay at while visiting Cape May, Booking.com is the place to look. Use my links in the description to get started. Upon arrival in Cape May, drive through the downtown area and head over to Sunset Beach, which is in the west part of Cape May. Sunset Beach is a beach located in Cape May, near Cape May Point along the Delaware Bay in New Jersey. It is a local tourist attraction due in part to its proximity to the SS Atlantis, also known as the Concrete Ship and the Cape May Lighthouse. With this unique position on one of the state's southernmost shores, Sunset Beach truly lives up to its name. Bring a chair or a blanket and spend an evening watching the sun dip below the horizon. With completely unobstructed views, a sunset here makes it hard to take even the most natural of occurrences for granted. In addition for being renowned for its abundance of Cape May diamonds, Sunset Beach is also famous for the shipwreck of the SS Atlantis, located about 150 feet from the shore. Commonly known as the Concrete Ship, the Atlantis was built in 1918 as part of the World War I emergency fleet. The vessel broke from her moorings in Cape May during a 1926 storm and ran aground at Sunset Beach, where she still rests today. She is still visible during low tide. The real treasures of Sunset Beach, however, are those underfoot. Small pieces of quartz, rounded and smooth through hundreds of years traveling down the Delaware River, converge on this beach. When polished, these quarter rocks resemble diamonds, hence the name Cape May Diamonds. An afternoon of hunting for the Cape May Diamonds is almost a rite of passage for any youngster who has visited the Jersey Cape. The SS Atlantis is probably the most famous concrete ship. She was built by the Liberty Building Company. She was built by the Liberty Shipbuilding Company in Brunswick, Georgia, and launched on December 5th, 1918, and was the second concrete ship built. World War I had ended a month earlier, but the Atlantis was used to transport American troops back home from Europe and was also used to transport coal in New England. On June 8th, a storm hit and the ship broke free of her moorings and ran aground 150 feet off the coast of Sunset Beach. Several attempts were made to free the ship, but none were successful. Since then, the Atlantis has become a tourist attraction seen by millions. At one time, a billboard was also placed on the ship. Starting in the late 1950s, the ship began to split apart in the midsection. Fire Control Tower number 23, also known as World War II Lookout Tower, is a NRHP listed tower in Cape May, New Jersey. The tower was built in 1942 as part of Fort Miles, the system of harbor defenses of Delaware Bay. It is one of the 15 towers from the North Wildwood, New Jersey to Bethany Beach in Delaware, used to aim coastal batteries at German ships and submarines. It is located near Sunset Beach at Cape May Point State Park. The tower was added to the New Jersey Register of Historic Places on May 29, 2003, and the National Register of Historic Places on November 17, 2003. Visit the honor wall that pays tribute to the local residents who served during World War II. Over 160 veteran photos are on display there. Changing exhibits highlight varying topics of history related to the tower. Take a break from the beach on a sightseeing cruise off the coast of Cape May, as your captain navigates the best locations for spotting whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Your certified guide offers live commentary about the area's ocean life and animals' natural habitat. Check out this tour and other amazing Cape May Viator tours in my description below. CruiseDirect is not only incredible for finding cruises worldwide, but they also allow you to filter your searches by destination, cruise lines, departure ports, and cruise deals. For example, you can book Alaska cruises, book a Disney cruise, or if you don't want to take a cruise for that long, you could even book a short river cruise. Of course, you can't forget about the last minute deals as well. Use my links below to start searching for your next cruise. You can reach the Cape May Point State Park by bike, car, or foot if you do not mind hiking down the beach. The park is home to iconic landmarks including the Cape May Lighthouse, Fire Control Tower 23, and Battery 223, also known as the Bunker, the remains of a harbor defense battery from World War II. The park is free to the public, an ideal location for birding, picnics, painting, photography, and nature walks. Explore ponds, coastal dunes, marshes, and forest habitats on one of the 3 hiking trails, which range from 0.5 to 2 kilometers, which range from 0.5 to 2 miles in length, the shortest of which is the Red Trail and is wheelchair accessible. Gather with friends at a picnic area. Groups of 20 plus are asked to reserve facilities at least 5 days in advance. If you have a large group, you can reserve a picnic area with a shelter and a restroom for up to 60 people. Situated on the southernmost tip of the Jersey Cape, Cape May Point is well known for its many natural attractions, serene beaches, and historic sites. Founded in 1875, Cape May Point was originally called Stittles Beach and then Seagrove. Visitors are drawn for many of the same reasons that attracted the founding fathers over a century ago. Cape May Point is a major migratory route along the Atlantic Flyway. Many birds migrate through this area in the spring. At the end of the summer, dragonflies and monarch butterflies migrate through the area, stopping briefly to gain their strength before continuing their journey across the Delaware Bay. Cape May Point is also considered the premier hawk migration route in North America. In the fall, hundreds of hawks are counted as they pass the narrow corridor of the land along Cape May Peninsula headed south. Cape May Lighthouse was the first lighthouse in Cape May, built in 1823. By 1847, a new lighthouse was erected on a high bluff. However, due to the encroaching sea and poor building design, it was eventually dismantled. Built in 1859, the current lighthouse uses the original bricks of the 1847 lighthouse. The 157-foot-high lighthouse is still an aid to navigation. Visitors who climb the 199 steps to the top of the lighthouse are rewarded with a spectacular panoramic view of the scenic Cape May Peninsula. The tower is 157 and 6 inches tall. There are 217 steps from the ground to the top, with 199 steps in the tower's cast iron spiral staircase. The lighthouse has two separate walls. The outside wall is cone-shaped and is 3 feet 10 inches thick at the bottom and 1 feet 6 inches thick at the top. The inside wall is a cylinder with 8.5-inch thick walls which support the spiral staircase. The lighthouse is owned by the state of New Jersey after the ownership was transferred from the Coast Guard in 1992, which maintains it as an active aid to maritime navigation. The state of New Jersey leases the structure and grounds to the Mid-Atlantic Center for Arts and Humanities. The MAC raises funds for the restoration and upkeeping of the structure and opens the lighthouse to the public for climbs to the top. MAC has installed interpretive exhibits about the lighthouse history, the lives of former lighthouse keepers, and other maritime history of the Jersey Cape for visitors who climb. In 2013, MAC celebrated the 25th anniversary of the opening of the lighthouse to the public for climbs. From its opening in May of 1988, over 2.1 million people have paid to climb to the top. Cape May Point State Park was once a military base, and Battery 223 was built as part of the Harbor Defense Project of 1942. This gun emplacement was once 900 feet inland, surrounded by earth and covered by sod, making it look as if it were a hill when viewed from sea or air. Periods of severe coastal erosions and storms have washed away much of the sand, resulting in the gun emplacement now sitting on the beach close to the water. At low tide, the gun turrets at the front are visible. Battery 223 was later converted to a surround sound system station during the early days of the Cold War, but storm damage forced it to be relocated to Fort Miles in Delaware. Battery 223 was one of the 3 200 series fortifications built for Fort Miles, headquartered in Cape Henlopen, Delaware. Designed to host a 6-inch battery and survive a direct hit from battleships and aircraft, the structure was built with a 6-foot thick reinforced concrete walls and a thick blast of proof roof. The entire building was covered with earth. The 6-inch guns had a 9-mile range. Designed to host a 6-inch battery and survive a direct hit from battleships and aircraft, the structure was built with a 6-foot thick reinforced concrete walls and a thick blast of proof roof. The entire building was covered with earth. The 6-inch guns had a 9-mile range. In addition to the 320 Battery 223 was added to the National Register of Historic Places on June 25, 2008. Hotellook.com is a service that helps you find and compare prices on hotels around the world, provided by a leading reservation system. They put together information from more than 250,000 hotels in 205 countries, working with data from more than 10 online booking systems. If you are looking for a place to stay in Cape May, Hotellook can help you find a place that fits your wants and needs. Use my links to find a place to stay in Cape May and other places. Trip.com provides a one-stop travel booking service in 20 languages through the website and mobile app. Besides getting great deals on hotels, flights, train tickets, and car rentals, you can also find out the recommended activities to do at the destination you're visiting. Use the links in the description to get started using Trip.com. The Cape May Promenade is one of the most popular attractions in town, and it's very easy to see why. As the gateway to miles of beach, shops, restaurants, and Victorian architecture, the Cape May Promenade is one of the favorite activities for guests to Cape May. First built as the Cape May Boardwalk, which put Cape May on the map as the nation's oldest seaside resort, the promenade dates back to the late 1860s, the first of its kind in New Jersey. This wooden structure was eventually destroyed by decades of coastal storms and a nor'easter that also damaged several town properties in 1962. Eventually, the boardwalk was replaced by a seawall topped with a concrete walkway known today as the Cape May Promenade. Running parallel to Beach Avenue and stretching for miles from end to end, the promenade does not have any intersections or crosswalks, which makes it a natural choice for jogging, walking, biking, or even wildlife viewing. There are 2 arcades on the promenade to amuse children up to early teens. The kiddie rides can be seen in operation from late morning to late evening. Blinking lights and the sound of bells attracts arcade players of all ages, with 2 locations a leisurely walk apart in the salt air or about 3 blocks apart. Quaint little shops can be found by the old convention hall pier among the dining establishments. Beach Avenue is dotted with stores offering their wares directly across the street. Of course, the Cape May Promenade has all the fun boardwalk foods of the summer, like hot dogs, ice cream cones, soft pretzels, and pizza. There are a couple snack bars located on the beach for your convenience. You can also find casual and fine dining right along the beachfront pier, along with eateries across the street. Come nighttime, the pubs along the beachfront are open for your enjoyment. Beach Avenue runs 2.2 miles from Wilmington Avenue at the northeast end at Poverty Beach to the 2nd Avenue to the southwest end. On the city side of Beach Avenue, there are 19 motor inns or resort hotels, 3 historic hotels, 19 restaurants, 7 condominium complexes, and 24 shops and galleries. The Cape May Historic District comprises one of America's largest collections of freestanding 19th century architecture. The 600 buildings that form the district feature hallmarks of late Victorian, Eclectian, Queen Anne, Italianate, Gothic Revival, Colonial, and French Second Empire style. Masonry roofs, ornate turrets, and painted molding dominate the city's skyline, while the streets below are lined by porches that showcase intricate wood-carved details. Architecture nut or not, the historic district is really something to behold. Cape May's commitment to preservation goes further than aesthetic. It means you can sip a cocktail in a lounge that dates back to the Prohibition era, or a meal in a room that occupies the site of the city's 19th century gambling parlor. Some of the city's best-known landmarks can be found along Jackson Street, Perry Street, Columbia Avenue, Gorney Street, and Beach Avenue. Cape May's Historic District was designated as a National Historic Landmark on May 11, 1976, and is a showcase of late Victorian-era architecture. Take your camera on a stroll through town to capture these beautiful preserved buildings from the 1800s. The historic buildings you should visit include the George Allen House, today known as the Southern Mansion at 720 Washington Street, the Carroll Villa Hotel at 19 Jackson Street, the Chalfonte at Howard and Sewell, the Colonial, known today as the Inn of Cape May, at Ocean and Gurney, the Congress Hall on Beach Avenue, Cook's Villa, today known as the King's Cottage at 9 Perry Street, Jackson's Clubhouse, known today as the Mainstay at 635 Columbia, the Baronet at 819 Beach Avenue, the Emlyn Sysak Estate at 1048 Washington Street, and the New Jersey Trust and Safe Deposit Company at 526 Washington Street, also known as Winterwood. If you are looking for a place to shop, dine, or just stroll around in Cape May, the Washington Street Mall is the perfect destination. With over 60 unique shops and restaurants to choose from, you'll find something for everyone on this bustling pedestrian street. As you walk down the Washington Street Mall, you'll be greeted by a variety of shops selling everything from clothing and jewelry to art and antiques. Browse the latest fashion trends at stylish boutiques like Time Bath, It's a Breeze, and Lacy Silhouettes. Or check out the unique selection of gifts and souvenirs at shops like Whale's Tail and Great White Shark. If you are a foodie, you'll love the dining options on the Washington Street Mall, from casual cafes and bakeries to fine dining restaurants and wine bars. There's something for every palate. Grab a quick bite at places like Louisa's Takeaway or Cape May, or indulge in a romantic dinner at Keisha's Fine Dining, a new American restaurant serving seasonal dishes made with local ingredients. Situated in the heart of Cape May, the Washington Street Mall is the place to go for a one-of-a-kind retail, including local clothing stores, home goods shops, bookstores, and more. The 3-block outdoor shopping district is open all year long and sits less than half a mile from the beach. Along the quaint stretch, you'll find Victorian storefronts and brick pathways, as well as whimsical fountains and benches throughout. When hunger strikes, patrons will have their choice of more than 25 restaurants and sweet shops, including Cape May Fish Market, an Irish pub, and a fudge shop. Past travelers called Washington Street Mall a must-visit, highlighting the unique stores and pleasant atmosphere. Some said this was the place to be in the evening for dinner, while the others remarked they spent an entire day at the mall wandering in and out of stores. Since all the boutiques are independently owned, hours vary. Still, you can expect most shops to be open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. during the peak summer months. Hop on Big Bus's New York City sightseeing tours and take a journey through the city that never sleeps. Explore New York the Big Bus way. Dive in and explore with their flexible tours, which allows you to hop on and hop off the bus as much as you need to. Explore New York City from 10 plus different stops, conveniently located close to the major landmarks and attractions. Use my links below to book now. Cape May is an awesome summertime destination to visit with your family. You should consider renting out one of the many beachside cottages here for a family reunion. If you cannot afford to stay at the beachside, you can also take a day trip there, as it takes 2 hours to get to from Central Jersey. It's an hour and a half away from Philadelphia, and is 2.5 hours away from New York City. Bottom line is you have to visit Cape May if you have a chance to.